Thank you very much, John. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Many thanks for your time here this afternoon. You're all very welcome. My name is Wade Taylor. I'm a senior consultant here at Capventus, and I'm going to give you a very brief run-through, a beginner's guide to Alteryx. I'll just give a quick technical overview of the product first, and then we'll jump in and give a full live demonstration. Okay, so what makes the Alteryx platform different? As John mentioned there, it's code-free. It works with R on the back end, so if you can code in R and you want to get under the hood and have a tinker to your heart's content, you're more than welcome. 99% of people using Alteryx don't like to do it like that. They like the fact that it's purely drag and drop and very user-friendly. It's a repeatable workflow, so if you find yourself using Excel and doing the same stuff every week or every month, over and over again, you can build a workflow in Alteryx, and all you have to do is load in your new Excel spreadsheet and press run. It's as simple as that. Scalability, as big as you want to go. It ensures data governance, which is very important as of May this year when the new regulations come into place, because with Alteryx you can say what is the original data source, here it is. Who authored this, there it is. What transformations were made, there you go. It eliminates data silos and breaks down this lack of communication between different departments in organizations, and it unlocks all of your data because it allows people who are not so tech savvy to have access to it. Okay, it's a leading platform for self-service analytics. This is just a sample of the sorts of data that you can take in. So you can take in flat files if you like. You can connect to databases, you can connect to data warehouses, or you can pull from the cloud. The first thing you typically do when you import data is to do a bit of prepping and blending. Following this, you can then enrich your data from third-party sources here. For example, Alteryx have a partnership with TomTom where you can pull in some drive time data if that's of interest to you. You can then analyze your data. You can do predictive analytics, regression analysis. You can do time series. You can do geospatial data. You can then share your data. You can set it up for reports, issuing of reports. You can pump it for files for data visualization for products such as Tableau, ClickView, ClickSense, Power BI. You can output it into an Alteryx database for further use. Or you can pump it to the cloud. Okay, our scenario for the workflow that I'm going to build for you this afternoon. The client is a pharmaceutical chain. We have two different data sources, one for customers' data and one containing data regarding transactions. And the scenario is a predictive analytics scenario, which I'll discuss in a minute. Okay, these are the main business issues faced by, our pharmaceutical chain customer, but also with a lot of Capventus clients. They want to extract from different data sources and combine it together. And also, everybody seems to want everything, and they want it all the time, and they want it differently within the organization. The burning specific business question that they have in this sense is the probability of responding to a marketing campaign. I'm going to go ahead and build a workflow similar to this one, whereby we're going to take data from two separate inputs here, bring them together there, and pump it to various outputs to satisfy the customer requirements. Okay, this is Alteryx Designer for those who've never seen it before. Or not. There we are. It's broken into four main components. We have our tools across the top there. These are all color-coded and arranged in groups according to their functionality, and it's just like going shopping. We have a blank canvas here, which is where we're going to build our workflow. We have our results window down here, which is where we check on things as we're going along, and we have a configuration window here, which I will talk you through as we go. So the first thing we have to do is to input some data. Simply grab the input data tool, bring it onto the canvas. Whenever you have a tool on the canvas here, when you click on the tool, you get the corresponding configuration window that's applicable to that tool. It's simple. We'll just go and grab our transactions file here. This is from an Excel spreadsheet. Put a browse icon here. join them up, save, and run. Okay. This is the data that we have brought in here in our results window. It's color-coded here. We've got 3 out of 4 greens and 1 little bit of red. That indicates that there's potential errors in the data there, approximately 15%. That's here. Let's have a look. Okay, this cell has trailing spaces. So a little bit of data cleansing is required. There it is. It's called data cleansing. Easy peasy. This is in the order priority field. So we will click on the data cleansing tool, go into the configuration. We will check this order priority field, and we will simply configure it for the leading and trailing spaces. Save and run. Now we have it all green across the bottom here. Problem fixed. The next thing we want to do is work out how much our customers are spending. That is quite simply going to be the quantity multiplied by the unit price. In Excel, you would create a column for this. So we will do a similar thing here. In our formula tool, I will create a new column called total spend. That is, as we agreed, quantity multiplied by unit price. We will save that and run it. There's our new column, total spend. Now some of our customers here have more than one transaction, so we're going to have to roll it up or aggregate it. I will sum that there. We will group by our customer. We will sum the total spend, and we will do a count for the number of transactions. Save and run. Total spend, number of transactions. Now, I promised you to blend, so we'll go back here for another input data tool. We'll go and grab our customers file, which is a CSV file in this case. So we're blending 2 different data sources here. On each of these tools, you can annotate in the configuration window. I will just call this a browse tool. And it annotates here accordingly. Due to time constraints, I won't go through annotating every single tool. So if we just save and run this now, we see our second lot of data here in the browse tool. That's our customer data. Our transactions data is still down here in this browse tool. Happy days. Now, our particular campaign for this pharmaceutical chain is a marketing campaign for nail polish remover to the females and aftershave to the males. So in this instance, we don't need here, where we have the customer category as business, we don't have a gender. And that would be a waste of resources. It's important with marketing to fine-tune your money to get more bang for your buck. So what I'm going to do is filter out those business customers. That's just a filter tool. It is customer category. We go into the filter tool. We just simply pick the field. Customer category equals business. Now, you will notice here that the data is coming into this filter tool, and in this particular one we have 2 outputs. The first one is T for true, the second one is F for false. We're doing the test there. It's an if statement if it equals business. If it equals business, it will be pumped out the true one and into here, and any other category that's not equal to business, for example the private individual, will be pumped out into here. So we can save that and run it. Very good, thank you very much. That's why I had nothing in there. And in this one we have our business, and in this one we have all our private individuals. Now the beauty with that with Alteryx has over Excel, for example, is that in Excel, when you make a filter of the private individuals, you've lost the business stuff. In Alteryx, we can actually continue on that flow for as long as we like with all of the business data. In fact, our business development manager, who specialises in the corporate clients, would be interested in this, so we'll pump it to him into an output file, and we'll call it corporate clients. And it came in as a CSV, so we will put it out as a CSV. That's for our corporate clients here. Very good. I'll get rid of this one. I'm happy with what I want. Now, I have to blend these two data sources together here from the two flows. How would you do that in Excel? You'd probably go and do a VLOOKUP and tell it to bring me back what it finds. A question often asked by people who've never used Alteryx before, coming from an Excel world, is how do I know which tool to use? We hear this all the time. So because you're coming from Excel, for example, if you type in here VLOOKUP, Alteryx doesn't have a VLOOKUP, but it knows what you want, and it says if you're going to do the equivalent of a VLOOKUP, what you want is the join tool. You can go here and get an example of the join tool. I'm not connected to the internet at the minute. If I was, a lot of the help results would find up, and also the community, Alteryx community results would flag up here. So it's telling me I want the join tool. I would get the join tool from the join category. If you click on any tool, you get a full description of what the tool is about. You also get a full example of the tool, and in a vast majority of the tools, when you go into the example, it's an in-depth example, and there is a completed workflow that is free for you to download as well. I'll join the tool here on this one, and I will bring this one up here. So put a browse on the end and have a look. This one has 3 outputs. It has an L, a J, and an R. The L is for a left join, if those familiar with SQL. The J is an inner join, and the R is a right join. For those of you who prefer Venn diagrams, the L, the J, and the R are explained over here. If you're still uncertain and not sure, you can put one of these browsers off each one of these, run it, and see what you get in each browse, and pick the one that you want. So I will save this and run it. There is our joint data set. I'm happy with that. So what I will do now is bring down some output data tools, because I'll join them up here. Now, Mary from accounts is interested in this information, so I'm going to call it accounts, and she lives in an Excel world, so I'll give it to her as an Excel folder. Our resident data scientist wants to do predictive analytics on this further to answer our business question, so I will give that to him. I will call it predict, and he's going to be doing that in Alteryx, so I will output that as an Alteryx database. And our in-house company statistician wants to crunch some numbers on this as well, so I will give that to her, and I will call that stats, and she'll be working primarily in SAS or SPSS, so I'll give it to her as a SAV file for SPSS. I will save that and run it. Happy days. Now if I go here into my output data files, there they are, all with today's date and time live. This is for Marion Accounts. She has an Excel spreadsheet. This is our corporate clients for our business development manager who's in charge of the corporate clients. He has it as a CSV file. This is our predict for our data analyst who's going to be doing the predictive analytics. He has it there as an Alteryx database. And this is for our resident in-house statistician who's going to be doing some stats on this. She has it there as to be pumped into SPSS. Okay, so we have successfully taken Two different data sources. I could have used data from the cloud, I could have used data from a data warehouse or a database, but for demonstration purposes, so that we don't have any connectivity and password issues, I've just gone for two flat files, one Excel and one CSV, a bit of data cleansing to get it in the way we want, and we joined it together, and then we outputted it all. And what we've successfully done there now is extracted from different data sources, in this case only two, but it could be a lot more, combined it together successfully. We have satisfied the various end-user requirements because we've kept the business development manager happy, we've kept Mary in accounts happy, we've kept the data analyst happy, and we've kept the statistician happy. Now, I haven't actually done the full predictive analytics on this to answer the business question, but it is ready to rock and roll for the data analyst to pump through a logistic regression. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this session informative, and look forward to chatting with you later on this evening.